Alright, so today we have something a bit different for you guys today, and I came across something that's a bit random. I know it's a bit weird. I'm on videos, and I see random videos all the time. But this one kind of struck me because it's just kind of funny. It kind of cringy. So, I have a bit of a guilty pleasure, alright? And those are called street interviews. Now, if you ever seen street interviews, most of the time the questions usually kind of suck. Most of them usually relate to like dating and stuff. Sometimes you might get something where it's like, oh, how do people in Japan do this and that, or this country do this and that? And so you end up getting like an idea of how people they interact and blah 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 blah. But my favorite guy, okay, he is called the Undesirable Truth. Now, why is he my favorite, you may ask? Because this guy has some of the best interviews I've ever seen, okay? And the part that gets me is that he has one of the best interview voices like I've ever heard in my life, okay? Like, I can't do it justice, but here, he kind of sounds like this, right? So if I start a video off and his voice, he'd be like, alright, so today we're going to be looking at one of my videos, alright? And so we're going to be doing a bit of a thing called Roblox, or we're going to be looking at Side After today. Oh, I know, actually, we're going to look into the Jeffrey Epstein files. So that's what he basically sounds like, right? Okay? I don't think I did his voice justice. But anyways, I just find it's funny because he interviews a lot of people. It's usually about dating, okay? It's usually about, like, a particular point of view. It tends to be a bit more on the, I guess, the manosphere, red pill side of stuff. But regardless of all that, I just want to, like, share, like, a video of his I saw. But beforehand, okay, I gotta show you my favorite clip. And this man found some dude on the street, okay? And, I mean, the bro was, like, waiting for it. And he called himself a super Negro, okay? Sorry, I can't make this up. Watch for yourselves, okay? A super Negro. It's crazy.
It's uncompromisable greatness here. I am a super Negro. There's no more of me. I'm one of them ones.
So like, that's what a super Negro is. Anyways, y'all can watch. You can go find the interview if you want, okay? Because it's pretty insane. But anyways, so anyways, where we're going with this? Essentially, a hot topic nowadays, okay, is apparently dating is a mess, okay? Dating is a pretty bad mess, alright? You know, loneliness is on the rise. People are looking into, I don't know, alternatives. Actually, as a matter of fact, I literally just watched a video today where people were like mourning the idea of like ChatGPT 4, and the reason why is a lot of people really attach these AI models, and yeah, they basically lost their friend because GPT-5 is a bit more like strict and professional, but that's a whole different video for another time. But that's essentially it. So, you know, and people are looking for comfort, looking for, you know, people to talk to, and you know what? What do you want? People want a partner, but dating is such a mess right now. And so, you know what the advice I always heard of, okay? It's like, listen, stay out of big cities, all right? Stay out of Miami, stay out of, like, New York, stay out of California. Well, California state, so stay out of LA, stay out of, I don't know, Paris, stay out of Brisbane, whatever. Brisbane or Lisbon? Sorry, Brisbane is Australia. You get the point. So that's one of the big things that people always say. You know, stay out of dating and stuff. That's like, yeah, not stay out of dating. Stay out of, like, these cities. But apparently, New York is not that bad, alright? So I actually want to watch this, well, react to this interview with you guys, because, you know what? Maybe we can open our eyes together, okay? Let's step into the light. Come, child of God. Come, let's take a peek. Sorry, that's a Boondocks reference.
Are you single?
Yeah, I am.
What's it like dating women in New York?
It's great, man. The women in New York are there's a large variety. There's people from all over the world, super ambitious. If you're looking for like a high quality woman, this is the place to find them.
So would you say it's easier to date women in a big city like New York, or do people have a better shot in the smaller cities?
No, I think this is the place to do it because you got a lot of ambitious women that are super successful, that are career oriented, smart, beautiful, and I mean, you got a variety of women from all over the world.
Actually, interesting that he says that because when I hear, like, especially a lot of like online discourse around dating, okay, from what I understand is that a lot of people find it's very difficult. You know, it's hard to do this and that, and so interesting that he says like this is one of the better places to do it because, in a way, he is right. Like, big cities are essentially like hubs to meet different people that people you may normally wouldn't talk to, and yada 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 yada. So it's actually interesting that he actually says that. But we're not even at the good part of the interview yet because guess what? We are, you know, taking a peek at what apparently a red pillar is. Or at least what a red pillar is talking about. Because it's interesting how, like, you know, the red pill focus on very, I guess, interesting aspects, okay? You gotta get your money up. You gotta have all these women, okay? You gotta have this, and this. And so it's interesting how you talk to somebody who's not in that world and they give you something completely different. And, you know, it's just like, once all the smoke and mirrors is gone, you kind of see for stuff for what it is. But let's see more what he has to say, because then we'll add some more stuff to it afterwards.
But when you meet a woman who is career-oriented and super successful, does that make it easier for you to date her?
Yeah, I think so.
How come?
She's obviously prioritizes her own success, so she obviously thinks intelligently about her future. So I think she would include you in that thought process.
But do you think that those women are okay dating men below them in their tax bracket?
I just want to point out something really interesting that the guy said that he didn't say. He didn't say anything about money, which is really interesting. It's a big point, at least in Red Pill talk, is that a lot of people say, oh yeah, you know, you got to make the same amount of money and get it. But I feel like when you take that idea into like practicality, I think it's been said a lot of the time, but I'll just say it too. But it's kind of like, dude, the people who make like say 100K is already like a very small percentage. Okay, very small percentage. Now, the people who make 100K and have like, I don't know, and that are women are probably even smaller, okay? And so the pool for that is already so inherently tiny, so you're only really talking about a very small portion of the population, which is already the whole point. Because the way people see it is like, if you're in the Red Pill, you say, oh, you know, women always go for the top guy and go for this and that. They go only for the guys who are 6 feet tall and blah, 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 blah. But then when you really look at it, it's like, that's not really the case. I mean, like, I want you to go outside, okay? Let's go outside, all right? If you're, like, into this movement. If you're normal, like, you know, touch grass, you'll probably see this too. But go outside and just look at couples, okay? Just look at them. You're going to notice that not all couples are probably going to be making all that money that they're talking about. Not all of them are going to be super tall. And not all of them are going to be a certain way, like materialistic or something. Just take a peek, okay? You'll find some tall couples, short couples. You'll find some variety. You might find some imbalance. Yeah, you might even find someone a little bit different. So this notion that like, like the notion that people only look for like, oh, if he's making the same amount of money, then that's like, then that's all I have. Now, it's not a simple cut or dry, but at least we look at like Red Pill in terms of that aspect. It's just funny how they just focus on only like money, looks, nuclear family, but nuclear family is like open on my end, she closed on her. It just does not make any sense, like in the slightest. So it's just crazy to me how this movement got traction. But anyways, you're not ready for the next part, because the next part is where it gets really great. But yeah, anyways, let's take a peek.
Or do they want the guy who is at least making the same amount of money or more?
Do you really talk like that all the time, or is that like a voice for the interview? There's no fucking way.
It's however you make it.
No, dude. There's no way when you're talking to your homie behind the camera that's your voice. Wait, are you gonna break character? Wait, what was the question again?
Do you think
No, say it in your real voice, not in the...
That is my real
YouTube voice. No, there's no way that's your real voice. That's like a Bane character for Batman or some shit. Come on, bro. Say it in your real voice and I'll answer the question.
Do you think?
Come on, no.
Do you think?
Yo, you guys are fucking with me.
Wait, I gotta work on my Bane impression for the... Is it the Dark Knight Rises? Because I can actually do that one. It's like, so Batman, you are a formidable opponent. Hold on, I can't do that one. Oh god, sorry. I'm getting distracted because I actually want to practice. Then there's like Arkham Origins Bane is like, somebody is going to die. And he's like, Batman. Wait, hold on. No, Arkham Origins is more like oh man, he's mine, payaso. You have 1 minute. Sorry, I played Arkham Origins a lot. That Origins Bane's crazy. Yo, now imagine like mid interview, some dude just pulls up on you. He's like, "Is that actually like your real voice?" You're like, "What? You play like a character?" Because I mean, like, he's not off. He's like, "So like, if a woman is making more than you, can you make it possible for you think she's gonna date men that are lower than them?" And he's like, "Bro, you're playing with me." Oh, sorry, that's just funny. But anyways. The moral of the story is just that these conversations kill me. Anyways, so at the end of the interview, I'll just tell you what happened. So he just says like, he asked that question. He says like money shouldn't matter. No, I'm gonna be in the camp here and say money does matter because like you don't want to date a homeless person. But I feel like at least in the whole like red pill space, there's like an overemphasis on stuff like, you know, how much money does somebody make? You know, how much is this? That, like, just so much superficial stuff. Because, as I said, there's a lot of stories about, you know, people building a life together, which is why I find these clips are kind of like stupid. After when you look into it a while, and also like, if you ever look at like stories of how people met, let me tell you, okay, they're not gonna say I met this guy because I found that he made $100K and I'm gonna marry him. You're gonna look at that and be like, what the hell? Get away from me. So it's like. So that's not the case here. Or it's like, I met your friend. Are your friends rich? No. So, like, this whole movement never made sense to begin with. But you have to understand that, at least when it comes to like this kind of movement, it's for people who have been like felt like they've been like wronged, and then it's like kind of like empowering. Where it's like, you know what? You need to go work out. Yes, that's empowering. I need to go work out. You need to go fix your issues. Yes, I feel empowered again. Then it's like, okay, now you feel empowered. Guess what? All women are whores. Yes, they're all whores who want my money. So it's like, yeah. And it's kind of ironic too, because they'll tell you get your money up, but then all women are interested in money and blah 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 blah. Anyways, that's the whole point. So it's just interesting like to hear these kind of videos because like, you know, when you really walk into the real world, it's kind of like you'll be presented it's like everything's like black and white, but it's like when you really take a peek into it, it's really like it's as corny as it is and as overused as well, it's all shades of gray. Okay, not everybody's looking for the same thing. Okay, so maybe in this guy's world, people are looking for money and stuff, but in someone else's world, maybe they're looking for some companionship or something. Like, you know what I mean? And also, like, I want to put this out there too. Like, don't get me wrong, money is nice. Okay, you'll never ever hear me say don't make money. Okay, money is great. Okay, just don't put your whole world around money, which is what the problem with this movement I find is. So like, well, I will agree with stuff like you need to clean out your room and stuff. Like, I feel like this is like human nature. Like, clean out your room, like clean out, fix your issues, yada yada yada. I'll never be in the camp where it's like, oh, you know, she needs to look like this. I need a 10 out of 10. Blah blah blah. It's like I need to have like four women. It's like, dude, no. Try to handle one person. First of all, most of y'all can't even maintain like a friendship with one person. God forbid y'all try to maintain 4 women. It's crazy. And it also reminds me too, like, there's this one clip I remember where there was like this gathering of like a bunch of men, right? Okay. And so the audience was asked, what was the question? It's been so long since I watched the clip. I'm trying to remember now. But it's kind of like, okay, how many of y'all would like to have like a stable relationship, or like would like all of y'all would want to be have like, you know, do things like traditional way or something like that, right? And so maybe had like 4 guys raising their hand, right? And then you have like the other side was like, oh, how many I want to do this way? You like, where it's like, oh, you want to have like multiple women on the side and blah blah blah, and you know, you have to do it this way. And a bunch of them raised their hand. Ironically, the guy who said that, his girl left him for something else. But point is, this whole movement is a sham. Anyways, what we learned today, guys? Red pill movement is in my opinion, it's kind of dead in the water. You know, like there's not much else to it. But you know, these clowns will never not be funny, like looking at alpha males and blah blah blah. So anyways, if this is a little bit of a lighter video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for some of our social media below. But yeah, I hope there's somebody's more in the future. Like, it's good to take a break every once in a while instead of like tackling serious topics back to back to back, because that's what we've been doing for the past week. Let's take a break, guys. We can take a break. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me know what your thoughts in the video in the comments below. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.